Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram welcoming you to your daily edition of the Cricket Happening Show today. And on this Cricket Happening Show, well, I would be starting off from where I left off yesterday. When I left off, I was talking about the Australian innings, which was really struggling at one stage, but they recovered to 305 thanks to a marvelous partnership for the 7th wicket, which was unbroken, of 113 runs between Matthew Wade and Mitchell Marsh. And finally, that was the one which enabled Australia to win the first one-day international by 59 runs. Well, just talking about it, as I said, England are probably going to meet fire with fire, no doubt about that, because as you know, they did well against New Zealand. But once again, England today, probably one was thinking that it is going to be fire against fire, but that the Australian bowlers really stuck to a very good line to see to it that they bowled out England for 246. Well, they definitely had a good start as far as the opening was concerned. Jason Roy got his maiden 50, and he really blanked the Aussie bowlers by hitting some beautiful strokes. And Jason Roy was aggressive right from the word go. Alex Hales played a cameo, but still, I mean, if you look at that particular partnership, Alex Hales and Jason Roy, look at the partnership. In fact, they put up a good start for the first wicket by adding 70 runs for the first wicket. And look at the share that Jason Roy had, because the first wicket fell for England with the score on 70 in the 12th over. So that really gives you an inkling, because 22 was Hales' individual score. Scott Watson bowled Marsh for 22 of as many balls with 3 fours and 1 6. So you could just imagine that Jason Roy was almost into his 40s. So he was really pasting it all over the place, and as he was joined in by, and then as far as the England innings went, we saw James Taylor coming in one drop. And he really put his head down and played a good innings in the company of Jason Roy to make 49 of 51 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. But Jason Roy finally succumbed to the bowling of Maxwell, because Jason Roy is such a player, he's an aggressive player. He likes to hit the leather of the ball, and that's what he precisely tried to do when Glenn Maxwell, the Rana Murphy, was bowling, trying to cart him. He was caught by Warner for 67 of 64 deliveries with 11 fours. And when Jason Roy fell, the score was 112 for 2 in the 18th over. James Taylor contributed 49 good runs. He was gone in the 27th over to the bowling of Watson. And then Morgan, who was the chief architect the other day in the T20 match, couldn't offer much. In fact, he could go only as much as 38 was concerned. Now, this was a stage where I thought the other bowlers like Mitchell Marsh, Watson, Maxwell did pretty well to really sort of really throttle the England innings there. And Morgan was gone for 38. So in fact, before Morgan went, we saw the wicket of Ben Stokes. So when Ben Stokes and then Morgan also left the scene, they were at 194 for 5, and almost an identical situation. And the score at 194, in fact, from that score, we saw that where Australia actually recovered, England, in sharp contrast, really started going down as Ben Stokes' wicket was taken for 13 with the England score on 194, and then we saw 2 quick wickets falling in the same over. In fact, the next over, we saw 2 wickets falling in the over when Nathan Coulter-Nile was the bowler. And what Nathan Coulter-Nile did is he picked up 2 good wickets, one of Butler for 4, and he also sent Chris Woakes to the pavilion for a duck. So that made it 194 for 7, and things were looking really compounded for England at that stage. Morgan gone, Stokes gone, Butler gone, so all the hopes had pretty much evaporated at that particular juncture. The only hope they would have had at that particular time would be that probably Adil Rashid and Moeen Ali will go on and do something that Matthew Wade and Mitchell Marsh did for Australia, but that was not to be. In fact, all those hopes were quashed. as Cummins was bowling superbly. He picked up the wicket of Moeen Ali for 17 of 18 balls with 3 fours. Adil Rashid could not do what he did with the ball. He was cheaply dismissed for 11 of as many balls with 2 fours. Mark could not out 10, and in the end, the situation was something which was beyond the Englishmen, and England had to settle for a defeat here, as Australia won the first one-day international match of the 5-match series to take a 1-0 lead when Australia beat England by 59 runs. So England were all out for 246. And let's have a look at the bowling. In fact, Finn was bowled by Cummins for 10. And as I said, the Australian bowling, after making 305, I thought they really bowled in the right areas. Mitchell Starc, 10 overs, no maiden, 2 for 55. Nathan Coulter-Nile, according to me, was the pick of the bowlers. 8 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 39. Cummins bowled well, bowled with lots of pace. 9.3 overs, 1 maiden, 48 runs and 2 wickets. Mitchell Marsh, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 35. Watson, 2 for 39 of 8. Maxwell, 6 overs, 1 for 29. And there was absolutely no doubt who was the man of the match, because he was definitely the man of the match, because he was the one who really helped Australia to not only resuscitate the innings but go on to actually win the match. And there was none other than a very impressive display by the Australian wicketkeeper batsman Matthew Wade, who contributed a very sparkling 71 unbeaten runs of just 50 deliveries with 12 fours, and that gave him the man of the match award, truly deserved. And one only hopes for Australia that Matthew Wade doesn't look back now. As you know, Brad Haddin is already on his way out. So definitely one wants Matthew Wade to really take the place of Brad Haddin now, and he has really proved. In fact, it was a very good match for Matthew Wade. He showed some good glove work behind the stumps, and then he also batted in a supremely confident manner, which was good to see. So that is as far as that particular match is concerned, the first ODI. Now I'm going to do a brief preview of the second one-day international, which is coming up tomorrow between England and Australia at the Lord's Cricket Ground. And let's look at England and see what England are going to do. Now, if for England, the problem happens to be that the batting really couldn't, nobody could, barring Jason Roy, nobody would really come up with some big scores. And that is one thing that England would be aiming for tomorrow. Somebody who can play a long innings, probably score a century, and who is going to do that? So that is going to be the question. And this is going to be played at the Lord's Cricket Ground. And I'm sure the forecast is very fine as far as Saturday is concerned. And I'm sure there's going to be lot of runs scored on this pitch as well at the Lord's Cricket Ground, because the last time it was played, it was Sri Lanka who scored 300 for 9 against England and actually won that particular one-day international. England will be hoping that they will have a chance to level the one-day series tomorrow. Well, the batting is still looking good. Alex Hill, Jason Roy was very impressive on with his maiden 50, and that should give him loads of confidence going forward into this one-day series. James Taylor also looked pretty good. Morgan, for a moment he looked good, but he was looking good in patches. But the problem for England was that Ben Stokes and Josh Buttler failed. In fact, Ben Stokes, Josh Buttler and Moeen Ali failed. And so that really turned it on, in the sense Australia really got a upper hand once they took the wicket of Stokes, Buttler and Moeen Ali pretty quickly. And it will be interesting to see whether England are going to make any changes since they lost the match. As far as Australia are concerned, they have a lot of positives with Matthew Wade, as I said, looking supremely confident, and that is very good to see. Joe Burns was also into his element, no doubt about it. And I think Australia should be hoping that they would continue their winning form here by trying to defeat England in the second one-day international. But all in all, it should be a good game of cricket, which is coming up tomorrow at the Lord's Cricket Ground. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I'm a bit short of time. I just need to wind up my cricket show. I'm just trying to see whether there is any cricket news that I could really talk about. I'm just trying to see As yesterday I spoke to you about the Sri Lankan coach Marwan Atapattu resigning as the coach of the Sri Lankan cricket team. And other than news, well, I'm just trying to see whether there is any other cricket news that I can cover. Unfortunately, there's none, dear fans and subscribers, and I'm also short of time here. This has been a 10-minute YouTube broadcast. Hope you all liked it, and I will see you tomorrow on my late night cricket happening show, which will be on Saturday. Till such time, I see you. It's goodbye for the day. Thank you.